This is music, and this is a Japanese edition of First Impressions. Welcome to another First Impressions video. In these videos, I share with you my first impressions of the many blind buys I've picked up lately. I have a good stack of CDs to talk about this time. They're all by Japanese artists. Up first, we are by Aldious. To me, Aldious are a power metal band, but they emphasize melody quite a lot, to the point that their name, Aldious, as far as I understand, is a portmanteau of ultimate melodious. So this is a melodic power metal album, and I think it's pretty damn good. You do have some aggressive, kick-ass, almost power thrash stuff on here. The title track is a good example of that, but you also have some straight up heavy metal. You have some melodic hard rock. When I come across descriptions of their style, people quite often say that they also have AOR in their style, and typically I can't detect those AOR elements, but that's just because to me AOR has to have this distinct 80s vibe. So I think that what people refer to when they talk AOR in connection with Aldious is probably what I would just consider melodic hard rock. But on this album, there are some elements that I do consider AOR. They have that 80s vibe, so I think that's pretty cool. There's even some pop punk on here too. The songs are well composed, they are very catchy, they are obviously quite melodic. The work by the instrumentalists is fantastic. Great work on the guitars and on the bass, on the drums too. The drummer, Marina, I think she is Terry Bozzio's daughter, and he played with Frank Zappa, I think. So obviously the musicianship is top notch here. So this is a great album, really enjoyable. I'm not a massive fan of Reno's vocals though. She's not a bad singer, that is not what I'm saying. But her voice is very soft, and to me it's a bit too soft for hard-hitting melodic power metal. It's perfect for the ballads though. She hits some silky falsettos, and that is impressive. But to me, it's just like Rin was the perfect singer for Aldious in my opinion. This is still a great album, very enjoyable, so definitely worth checking out. Okay, oh boy, here we go. I have nothing against Babymetal. Babymetal, for some reason, they are a very divisive band. They make a lot of people angry. I don't think they want to make a lot of people angry. I think they just want to spread joy with their music, but for some reason, people get angry at you for liking Babymetal, or they get angry at you for not liking Babymetal. And if I'm being completely honest, if you get angry at somebody for liking or not liking some specific music, I think you have a problem. So I'm gonna make everybody angry now. Babymetal, self-titled, the debut. This is a good album. I like this album. There are some songs on here that are quite silly, and some of them are a little bit too silly for my tastes. Gimme Chocolate is one of those. Doki Doki Morning is another silly one. Headbanger is also kind of silly, but I actually really like Headbanger. And Gimme Chocolate has a pretty cool thrashy riff. But apart from those songs, there are some really great songs on here too. I really like Babymetal Death, the opening track. Now some kitsune have told me, hey, if you want to hear Babymetal play death metal, check out Babymetal Death. I don't think it's a death metal song, to be honest. To me, it's more of a modern thrash metal song with some melodeath elements, perhaps. But I don't consider it to be death metal. But, you know, I'm not the genre police. This is just how I experience the song. And in any case, it's a damn good song. Mikitsune is on here. Still a fantastic song. Still my favorite Babymetal song. And then you got Headbanger. I think it's a great song, although it's a bit silly. Ichimit is a great song. It's more of a power metal song. So yeah, and the rest of the songs range from being okay to being pretty damn good in my opinion. So I really like this album. Road of Resistance is a bonus track on here, and that is also kind of the title track on Metal Resistance. I know it's not exactly the title track. Now, I think this is their second album. This is a great album. The title track, Road of Resistance, fantastic power metal song, great vocal melodies. Nice to hear Babymetal and Metal actually sing some melodic backing vocals instead of just yelling and screaming. Karate is another great song on here. Actually, the only song I don't really like is GJ. Sis Anger is maybe a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad. No Rain, No Rainbow, Tales of the Destinies, and The One. Those three last tracks are amazing. They're fantastic. They are more like progressive power metal songs, and they are great. The One is an epic power ballad on top of that. So those are fantastic songs. I really like those. The other songs on here, like I said, Karate and Road of Resistance, they're pretty damn good. GJ, I don't like it that much. The rest of them are pretty enjoyable too. So I think this is a fantastic album, to be perfectly honest. This one, I don't like that much. Metal Galaxy, they emphasize the techno part of their style quite a lot on here. They draw a lot on metalcore and industrial metal and new metal, and those are just genres of metal that just happen not to appeal to me that much. So I only start enjoying this album when we get to the 10th track, Papaya. Now, don't get me wrong, Shanti 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 is kind of a fun song. It has a bit of a Bollywood vibe to it. You have Oh Majinai, which is a kind of a folk metal song, and it sounds like a pirate metal song, so it's kind of fun too. But they're not go-to songs for me at all. You have Distortion featuring Alyssa from Arch Enemy. It's an industrial metal song, kind of like Rob Zombie stuff. Don't really like it, to be honest. But Papaya, the 10th song, now that's a silly song, but it's fun. I think it's really fun. I get a blast out of listening to it. And then you have Kakiru, you have Starlight, you have Shine, you have Arcadia. The last 4 songs, they're great songs. But overall, this is an album that doesn't really do it at all for me, apart from the last 5 songs. And then we have the other one. This is a great album. It's a metalcore album, and normally I don't like metalcore, but because of the vocal melodies and the vocal performance, pretty much all the songs, apart from Metalism, I don't really like that song, but all the other songs are actually very good. They're very interesting. Had it been your run-of-the-mill male metalcore vocalist, I would probably have found it a little bit boring, to be honest, but because you have Sumital and her unique voice and the great vocal melodies, which draw a bit on Japanese scales and stuff, this is actually a great album to me. So who would have thought a metalcore album that I like? That's wow. So I would say that my favorite albums by Babymetal, that's these 2 here, and then this one, I quite like that one too. Metal Galaxy, not my go-to album. But I will say that what I really like about all the albums, first of all, the musicianship, the producer who also plays the guitars, I think he's a shredder, and he knows how to write good, catchy songs. He's, like I said, a shredder. His guitar solos are fantastic. I think the drums sound a little bit too mechanical. The other thing I really like about all of these, that's Sumital's voice and her singing. She's a great singer, and very unique voice, and she has an ability to sing these vocal melodies, which in themselves are great 9 times out of 10. she has the ability to sing those in a very compelling manner. She's a great singer, honestly. I hope that on the next Babymetal album, I hope that the Momometal and Moametal, I hope they get to do a little bit more, front vocals. That would be pretty cool. I know that they did that song with Tom Morello where Momometal gets to do her fun kabuki voice. So that would be interesting. In any case, I still like 2/3 of all the Babymetal songs I've heard. So I know now I've made Babymetal fans angry. I've made people who don't like Babymetal angry. What can you do? Well, you can talk about Shoya, probably the most important female Japanese rock band, at least one of them. This one here is Masquerade Show. I think it's their debut album. It's pretty good. It's like 80s rock, with some hard rock elements and some almost like new wave elements as well. It's very interesting. You do have some pretty good songs on here, and Keiko sounds great, their vocalist. She's a great singer, actually. So this is a pretty good, solid 80s rock album with some AOR elements. It is a hard rock album, I would say, but the guitar is kind of low in the mix. This one here, Queendom. Now, this is a fantastic album. It's AOR, 80s AOR too. The keyboards are really loud. The guitar, sadly, is really low in the mix. It is really a hard rock album, but because the guitars are so low, it comes across as more of an 80s, classic rock album or whatever. But it's AOR. It's fantastic. All the songs are great, even the ballads. It starts out with a kick-ass song called Broken My Heart, which is just so 80s AOR you won't believe it. It's a great song, super catchy. Great vocals on here too. Keiko is a great vocalist. She can croon, she can belt out face melters when the song calls for it. She's a great singer. All the songs, even the ballads, which are a little bit cheesy, they're pretty good on here too. So this is a great album if you like your kind of like 80s melodic AOR. It's worth checking out. Another thing that's very cool is that you do have a couple of songs on both albums that sound a bit inspired by Rainbow or Deep Purple. So that's just nice. So if you like 80s AOR, this one in particular is worth checking out. I mean, I love this album. It's not metal, it is AOR, it is hard rock, and I think the reason why I love it is all the nostalgia. Now, obviously, I didn't grow up listening to Shoya, but I grew up listening to a similar style of music. So that just hit the spot. Great stuff. Now, turning on to Seikima-II, Big Time Changes. This is theatrical 80s heavy metal hard rock. Really good stuff. Great songs, well composed, great performance. It's just a super solid 80s heavy metal album. Great stuff. But this one here, You Guy, Rock On. This is a fantastic album. It has the same style, but they have added an element of prog rock. And that all works perfectly. You have some straight up heavy metal songs, some straight up hard rock songs, some straight up prog rock songs, and then some songs that combine them. And that just makes for a fantastic progressive rock meets 80s metal album. This is my favorite Seikima-II album so far. And then you have punk. This is my least favorite Seikima-II album so far. They have opted for more of a light-hearted approach, it seems. You have a polka on here. You have some just weird shit on here. Not shit in the bad sense, but just weird stuff that's kind of fun, though. You have a country ballad. You do have some quite heavy and groovy hard-rocking songs on here, too, which are pretty damn good. Like Guns and Butter. That's a quite heavy hard rock song. And probably my favorite song on the album. So this is a fun album for sure. But It's not my favorite Seikima-II album, and I don't think it's the best introductory album, depending on what you like, of course. That would probably be some of their earlier 80s stuff. But yeah, so there you go. A good stack of CDs, and I managed to make everybody angry. And why not continue to do that? So Seikima-II, their image is very similar to that of Kiss, but to me they are a much, much, much better band. There you go. Now everybody's angry. Isn't that fun? Thanks for watching.